So finally, I think this is live. I think we're live. Is it saying we're live? Yes. It's taken about, I don't know, a few number of years to actually be finally doing this. And the only way to do this is to tear the Band-Aid off, go live, and basically make it happen. And so
what is this?
This is Clinical Trial Talk. So the idea behind this particular page, and it's obviously still in its infancy, I think we have all of 0 followers currently. So if you're looking at this in the future and there's one, then you're probably the only one, right? But like the point is that this particular channel or page, if you like, on Facebook is to talk about trials to the public or people that don't work in trials. Now, we work in clinical trials, so we have a different understanding of terminology and things like that. And so,
well, I think clinical trials are can be misunderstood by the public, and so and there's not really much material for you guys to try and understand what things are about. So we really want to try and explain clinical trials and the various aspects and issues around them in a way that is relevant to you, and rather than using medical lingo and terminology and all that stuff.
Exactly. So what Gabriel said, and 100%. Probably what I really wanted to touch on today, and like there may be an idea that we want to talk about every day, but we don't always remember to talk about it. So we're finally getting into doing a live, and let us know what your thoughts are on this. And we work a lot in helping trial sites and groups that are running clinical trials, companies, doctors, institutes, non-for-profit organizations, all sorts of companies and people that would be called sponsors that run clinical trials. We help them to get them out into the public domain by way of social media marketing, which is kind of a new thing really for this industry. And probably one of the first things that we've seen in doing that is that it can be quite polarizing, the commentary that goes on actual promotion and on the promotional material, the advert that's out there. Some people are really drawn to trials and see it as it's a really great thing, and other people really don't trust it as a thing, and it's almost like a religion or a politics. It's sort of polarizing.
Yeah, definitely.
But look, that aside, I think the main point is that clinical trials offer hope, and I'm not here to sell trials here in this particular session, all right? Because it's not always a great thing that you want to be on a trial, and maybe it's not a good thing for you. Maybe it's not even a good trial. Maybe they're not even trialing something that's of use. Who knows? So I'm not sold either way myself. So I wouldn't be polarized. I'd consider myself someone who just wants to look at it and just make a decision on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really a blanket statement to say that all trials are good or all trials are bad. It's really, it's just like you can't say all people are good or all people are bad. It's really on a case-by-case basis.
All people are really bad. I'm just joking. Anyway.
So I think we want to kind of give you a bit of insight and hopefully give you the tools so you can decide for yourself whether a clinical trial is worth you participating in, or maybe it's something that you want to stay away from.
Sometimes we share news about trials and research that are going on to keep people who are interested informed about what might be happening in a specific therapeutic area, or like in a particular illness area. And I'm just looking at an article today that we're thinking to share out there, just to let people know about some news. And I thought it was a good point that it was an article about a product that's normally used for one illness, and then they're trying to appropriate that to another illness. And one could be led to think that was already a solution for that particular illness. But there was an interesting quote that we hope our findings will lead to clinical trials. So there was some findings in the lab, which aren't clinical trials, they're before clinical trials, right? Maybe they've done some kind of investigation or research. I don't know the details of it, but the point is that we hope our findings will lead to clinical trials that will provide better outcomes for patients with this rare form of cancer. Now, you just got to understand that that particular article said that this particular drug target offers potential for this other illness or this other rare cancer. It does offer potential, does it? Okay, well, it does offer potential because it means then it might go to a clinical trial, may or may not. And then they may, in that trial, find out that it has some benefit, but then again, it may not. So the point is that it's offering hope. So they hope that the findings will lead to clinical trials that will provide better outcomes for patients. See, the problem with us sharing an article like that to the public would mean that people would think that particular drug target is offering, well, it offers potential, okay? So the point is that you need to look at those sorts of articles and not think, oh, that's great. It's going to, we've got it's not a solution just because it's maybe going to be on a trial. Well, that's the point I want to make. And I mean, it might be obvious for you guys what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but I think it's interesting to talk about because there's a lot of stuff that's not tested yet. It's not in a trial even. It's just like a new research thing that's happened in the lab that may help this or that. So it does offer hope. So it's offering hope.
Yeah, but I think at this stage, that's probably all it can offer for you guys, because the journey from a discovery to an actual drug that comes onto the market is quite a long and arduous process. And I think something like less than 1% of new drugs may actually make it to market.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is obviously a drug that already exists for using for one, and they're trying to appropriate it for another. So it's already technically got a lot of information about it in terms of safety and whatnot, but they're trying to apply it to something different. But that's right. That's trying to use something to maybe make it even faster to get to a health.
Oh, it absolutely would. No, I agree.
So that's right. Things take a long time. Often, tons of things don't make it to a trial for sure, and some trials don't even end up achieving what they set out to achieve.
Yeah.
So it's not all doom and gloom, but the point is that, I'm more excited we've finally started these live videos or just creating something that may connect with someone or may help someone out.
Why are you putting live in quotation marks?
Well, it is live now, but no one's really probably watching it, I think. That later on they'll be maybe watching, someone might watch it later on. It won't be live, technically speaking.
Right.
It's like one of those Back to the Future issues.
I mean, depends how technical you want to go, because
Anyway, the point is that this is probably underprepared as a video. But if we'd over-prepared, we probably would have overthunked it, and then we wouldn't have probably done it. So there you go.
Well, it's up to you guys. I don't know. Let us know what kind of presenting style you like. If you like something a bit more structured, or you prefer the more kind of discussion-y sort of videos.
Yeah. Anyway, hopefully that was of use. I'm not going to post that link, but that was a quote that we were quoting out of it.
Right.
But there's a lot of articles like that. If you find one, let us know.
We can have a discussion on that one.
Or not.
Maybe.
Going to try to do these videos at least once a week, possibly twice a week on a Tuesday or Thursday afternoon. Let us know if you like the video, or you're here or you're not here, and say hi. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments or message them through the page.
Yep. And if you like the video, give us a like, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Perfect.